Hi everyone, how are you? Thank you for joining us today. My name is Chef Fernando with Escoffier Online Culinary Academy. So today we're going to talk about plate up techniques, okay? How you can get better at plate up. Once you start working on your dishes and start cooking, how can you get better with plating, what to consider, what to keep in mind, some good pointers, okay? So first thing I want to show you is what I call a plate up kit. So I kind of have my chef knife, spoons of a couple different sizes, some spatulas, a fish spatula, and these little mini spatulas that I use for small little things, smaller pieces of meat or chicken or beef, and then these little pliers, miniature pliers that I use for very small items like microgreens or lettuces or arugulas, that type of stuff. So what to keep in mind when you're plating. You want to keep in mind a couple of things. You want to keep in mind the type of plate you're using. So if it's a round plate, how is that going to affect how you plate up? If it's a square plate, if it's a triangle plate. Sometimes the plate that you use actually can help you create better plate up. We call it more fluid, more motion to the plate. Want to talk about also balance. Balance not only on the plate. So if you have we're going to use a circle plate for this video, okay? So if I grab my plate and I cut the plate in fours, so I want to have balance all over the place. So I don't want all of my stuff to be here and not enough here, and I don't want to have a lot of items on this side but not on this side. So I want to kind of build so that there's balance on all fours. So again, think of building an X or a cross on your plate. So you want to kind of have everything towards the middle of the plate, and you kind of want to have balance so that whatever's here is also here, whatever's here is also here. But then also, you want to talk about balancing flavors and textures, okay? So when you go to plate and as you start building your entrees, so think of what your protein is and think of textures that are going to complement that. So if you have something crunchy, you want to have something soft in there. If you have something that's a little bit, that's height, you want to have something that's not so tall so that you have some balance there. Also want to have balance in flavors, okay? You don't want to have the rainbow in your plate, but you want to have couple different colors, something that's going to attract. So if you have a white fish, maybe you want to have some carrots in it. That's going to play off against each other, and so your plate's white, your fish is white, you have potatoes that are white. So if you kind of play around with the balance of the colors, that actually helps out a lot better too. Other things that you can keep in mind when you're plating up, very important: cold food, cold plates; hot food, hot plates. So if you're doing a salad, you want to make sure that your plates are cold. If you're building an entree, you want to make sure that your plates are hot. Other things that you can keep in mind when you're plating, you always want to make sure that your plates have a sauce, a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. So your protein in this example, for example, is a lemon baked cut that we previously prepared. We have some herb quinoa. My sauce is actually built into the quinoa because we cooked the quinoa and we did a red wine sauce that we tossed in it really quick. Almost like a vinaigrette. So my sauce is already built into it. And then we have some sauteed vegetables. These are my vegetables there. So as you can see, just right off the bat, before we even start plating, we already have a balance of colors. We have a balance of textures. The fish is soft. The carrots are crunchy. And the quinoa, it's semi-soft, semi-crunchy. Balance of flavors. So balance of everything. So let's just go ahead and start plating up. Again, so what I like to start with this one is with the quinoa. I'm going to grab my spoon. I'm going to actually put the quinoa right in the middle, okay? Think about the plate as your clock, okay? What we call your center of the plate at 6 o'clock, we call it, okay? What does that mean? Your center of the plate is the item that you want to feature. And again, this all builds into plating technique. So for this one, I want to feature the fish. So if you think of your plate as a clock, so 12 o'clock, and you got to look at it from the point of view that the customer is going to be getting this, okay? So if I'm serving this to you, this is going to be your 12 o'clock, which is my 6 o'clock. So your 12 o'clock, your 6 o'clock, your 3 o'clock, and your 9 o'clock. So what I like to do is I always want to present my protein at the 6 o'clock. So we call it center of the plate, okay? So, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute again. So we're going to build that, okay? Then we're going to put the fish. We're going to put that leaning up against the quinoa. So as you can see, we're already building some height, okay? Just by putting the fish lightly on top of the quinoa, but not completely on top of the quinoa. You don't want your customers to have to unbuild things to eat. So I don't like to pile one thing over the next, over the next, over the next, so that just makes it harder for my customers to eat. And then we're gonna put our vegetables, and we're gonna put our vegetables right to the side of the fish, okay? So make a little curve, not too much, but just a little bit. And as you can see, we have some height, we have flow. Starts with the quinoa at 12 o'clock, kind of builds into the vegetables that come from 12 to 6, and then the center of the plate is right on top. So when I present these to you, and my center of the plate, which is the one I was talking about a minute ago, my center of the plate is my fish, which is at 6 o'clock. And so this is how you will eat it. I hope you learned a little bit about learning techniques and plating techniques, and what we do to build flavors and make the plates look better and nicer. So thank you for joining us. My name is Chef Fernando with Escoffier Online Culinary Academy, and I hope you enjoyed this video on plate up techniques. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next time.